No excuses.
No, you play it when you play it, and both these teams have dealt with some games that they wish they could have had back so far this year. So off we go from the Coliseum. USC won the toss and will have the ball first, and will have the ball right at the 23-yard line.
He said if you have confidence, you've got a shot. If you don't have that position, you've got no shot.
See if they get him a quick, easy one. Here it is, Woody Marks out of the backfield. He's 1 for 1 out of the chute. At 27 catches, a breakout star last year for USC with Caleb Williams here and Woody Marks. USC will stress a defense. They go 4 wide on 3rd down and 3. The corner near side backs off. Moss looks this way on a crosser. Jacoby Lane, couple yards after the catch, and he is down. It's a 1st down.
And an accurate guy, especially when he sets his feet.
He and Lane had quite the connection in the Holiday Bowl last year. Marks on a bounce outside. Tiptoes down the sideline. It's a 1st down run for Marks. He's knocked out by Powell after 17. He is 4th in the Big Ten in carries. We'll see Kyle Monungai on the other side, who's top 2 in the Big Ten in carries for Rutgers. On 1st down, play action. Moss throwing this side. It's right there, and it's a 1st down for Jay Fair for USC, the junior out of Dallas.
Just the timing of that, the precision of it.
Moss with time. Right down the middle. Kyle Ford, catch and run. He lost the football, but Fair is on it for USC, and a 1st and goal coming up.
Wow.
Whew.
That's 19. Once again, the same concept you saw earlier, just that in-cut in between the linebackers. But an awesome job there by Eric Rogers, the corner, to come in and punch that ball out. But this is why you continue to pursue.
1st and goal, USC. Marks, no hesitation, and he gets undercut. 2nd and goal for USC. Play action. Moss, back of the end zone. It's a leaping grab for the touchdown. Zachariah Branch is on the board. There is a marker in on the play.
Yeah, you're going to see Zachariah, the top left of your screen, come all the way across, right? Scissors. Receiver comes one way, the other comes the other, all sorts of traffic.
After review, the receiver lost control of the ball going to the ground. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass.
Really?
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Mike Pereira
defense number 10
told us off mic he thought it was going to be a catch like us. Let's see what Mike says here. Mike, what do you see here?
Well, I only said that because I was agreeing with you guys. So that's why I don't know how you can overturn this. Yes, the ball does touch the ground, but watch the left hand stays on the ball. Yeah. I mean, if there is a little slight movement, but that can't be something that you reverse to incomplete.
Well, Mike, you've said it to us many times over the years. Well, I think it hit the ground. I think it moved, but this is not a thinking decision. This has to be indisputable, and that's surprising, I think, to all 3 of us to turn it around.
And I think that's where you get a little nervous about replay when they get this technical, that they're not taking into consideration what was called on the field, and that's critical to do that.
Thank you, Mike. Zachariah Brandt's like, what do I have to do to get a touchdown? All right, so 1st and goal off the unsportsmanlike conduct, but because that won't affect the kickoff, it changes the next Rutgers possession here, at least in some way. Greg Schiano communicating with his defense here. Branch is not on the field, so it's going to be somebody else if they score. That's Eldridge in motion. Marks is stonewalled. He was driven back. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Well, if you're going to have unsportsmanlike, you might as well, on the next very snap, Flip Dixon, come in and put your shoulder pads right into the thigh pad of Woody Marks here. You see Flip Dixon. That is not an easy tackle for a safety with a running back coming at you, but that's called killing the motor. Go right for that thigh pad, head up, shoulder through him, and don't stop the feet.
And Angoy helped as well. He got the arm in to kind of slow the progress a little bit. There was a substitution, so USC only has 9 to snap it on the 9th play of the drive. Once again, Marks is in. Touchdown, USC.
Touchdown.
Is it like an agent-client relationship? Does Branch get 10% of that?
No.
Next extra point for Lance, who had the big field goal
Probably
line.
get another shot.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for Lincoln Riley, even if he's arguing with error because it's not the referee who made the call, he's arguing on behalf of his player.
100%.
Christian
Managers
Dremel.
do that every once in a while, right?
Illinois, Kaliak-Manis. It'll be on the ground on first down. And Kyle Monungai, who is a human pinball. Even that look down the line of 72 Pierce on the left side, he is a wall. 2nd and 6 for Kaliak-Manis in the offense. It's Monungai changing direction.
No Covington once again.
But this defense has been awesome on third down. 25%, third best in the FBS. It is 3rd down and 2 for Rutgers, and Monungai breaks through for a first down.
Just always out leveraging you with that just low center of gravity.
2 flags come in. It's not a very penalized Rutgers team. They will be here.
False start. Offense number 59.
As you saw, they just ran it 3 times to avoid an opening 3 and out. Now they'll throw. Kaliak-Manis climbing the pocket. He will tuck. He will dive. He'll splash in. Listen to him talk about growing up in Illinois and just playing catch out in the street with his brother. It's like the great American childhood. As a run for Monungai, and he drags USC with him. My goodness, Nate Clifton went for an unwanted ride. Downstairs, Allison. Monungai is going to be half a yard, maybe a yard short. Okay, so UCLA went for it against Rutgers in its own territory deep last week. You going?
Yeah, they're going, and they're getting up to the line in a hurry to do so.
Here it comes. It's a run. It's Monungai. He's driven back. He spins. Let's see where they spot this. One official says first down. The far side official was closer to Rutgers territory. They're having a discussion over this. It's almost a standoff. That's a first down. And just short of midfield. Run again. He breaks the tackle. Monungai darts forward. Monungai. First down. He's out for now. Antoine Raymond, the freshman, is the tailback. Kaliak-Manis to throw. He wants the end zone, and it is incomplete for Ben Black. 2nd down. Raymond still in. So now they're behind the sticks, and they will run with Kaliak-Manis, and he goes down. This one might be worth 6 if they do. Monungai back in for the first time in this sequence. Kaliak-Manis, quick hitter. It's Ben Black, and he is knocked down. This field goal is through.
Been around this a long time in college and the NFL. It's going to be a minimal possession game, and based on those first 2, this script's playing out just like last week.
And the last thing Lincoln Riley wants is a game with no separation. That has been a big problem for USC, and now a breakaway. Makai Lemon into space. There's your separation. To the 20-yard line.
And what did Greg Schiano say to us yesterday about the special teams of these guys from LA? He said they're dangerous, man. It is speed, speed, speed. And you see the cutback there. Poor lane discipline for Rutgers with 2 of those guys. That outside, you got to stay in your lane. He does not. Good work there by the kicker to slow Lemon down and save a touchdown.
Be nice if maybe that showed up in the booth. First down. Moss, little pump and roll. He's got Marks out of the backfield. Woody Marks turns upfield and dives for 9. He got crunched. All of the other kids on the field. Off the gain of 9. Moss, quick hitter, Jacoby Lane. Little shimmy, and off comes his helmet. That is dangerous. First and goal for USC. Marks got to the 1, reaches out. He is very close from the half-yard line. Maybe even closer. Marks got in. Touchdown.
Those guys have a sense for it.
Not quarterbacks, though. It wasn't on any of the screens in here, and immediately when it happened, the Freeman Grand Slam, Rutgers has it after the USC touchdown. The Scarlet Knights from Piscataway, New Jersey. And Monungai On the run, he'll get about a yard. That's how Rutgers made its bones back in the day with guys like Brian Leonard and Ray Rice. Monongai jump cut, and then he seeks out some contact with 4 linemen here. They'll walk up a defensive back.
Here they come.
Kaliak-Manis had some time, got it out. It's a first down. Dymere Miller, a lot of room to work with there. He was well off of Miller. First down, Kaliak-Manis kept it and threw it. He's got it once again for Miller, who goes face to face with Prophet Brown. First down, Rutgers.
They're flying around 15 plays, nearly 100 yards of execution in the first 15 for Rutgers.
First play of the second quarter. We'll see if it's Monongai's 10th carry of the ball game. It is. He doubles back again from Monongai here in person. 2nd and 8. It's a high throw and it's incomplete. Kaliak-Manis said to us during the week, I have answers, just be calm, make the throws. 3rd and 8.
Look at this look.
Loaded line. It's a run. Monongai got through the first level and he's Mascarenas Arnold at the line. Muhammad at the line as well. Pressure coming on Kaliak-Manis. Time to throw. He launches middle of the field and too much. Miller Moss 6 for 7. The only miss was the near touchdown for Branch. And Moss will go to the backfield man Joyner. And there you see some of the moves from Quentin Joyner.
What do I always say, Jason? The crumbs lead to the cookie.
Thank you. No quizzes. It's too late. Here's a run. It's Joyner. Miller Moss feeling good right now. He'll load up a throw down the field. A lot of contact. It's incomplete. Lincoln Riley saw a 2-score lead at halftime last week go away at Maryland. Miller Moss gives ground into a screen. Kyle Ford breaks 1 tackle. It's all he needed. He shimmies down the sideline. He's out of bounds with Flip Dixon. It's all moving fast. In just a few moments, our game's going to be switching over to Fox. Those watching FS1 will continue to see coverage of the World Series. Leading 14-3. It's play action. It's a throw. It's Makai Lemon hurdling for the first down again. At quarterback after a tough stretch for USC. First down for the Trojans. Moss again. It's a screen. It's Ford one more time. A nasty stiff arm. He is in.
And you know what I love about this, Jason? And take note, young play callers. If a play works, come back to it. This was the 3rd down and 5 conversion. Watch the receivers blocking down the field because Ford catches it behind the line of scrimmage. They're able to block downfield, and then unlike a lot of these games,
of Ford holding the hand of Masco, and finally,
that it really is a run-first heavy team.
Rutgers will get it back, and they will have it after halftime. Dremel didn't want to let it. The freshman tailback will carry it. And he gets popped on the outside.
Bringing the contact.
No Covington, no Jalen Smith, Brady Vance, Kamari Ramsey. Long mesh point there, and Raymond will dive forward.
But limited personnel-wise on the back end.
We've seen Nate Clifton come off on the defensive line as well. It is a first down. Monongai back in. Kaliak-Manis climbing the pocket. He'll tuck it and run, and then they've known each other for a long time. Kaliak-Manis and Shiraka. He recruited him to Minnesota when he was there. Monongai shucks one player and then finally goes down. They're raring to go, breathing fire, USC is. 3rd and 3. They'll rush only 3. Simulated pressure to the outside. It is a first down. Jersey and Long Branch for Monmouth. Big first down for Rutgers. They will get it after halftime. Here is Monongai, and he takes some pain that time.
One of the rare occasions to stop him for almost nothing.
Kaliak-Manis bluffed the snap there. He saw Cobb fade back off the line.
Look at that turf.
Oh my goodness.
Replace your divots.
Anybody have any windshield wipers? They'll run it again right into that spot where Cobb was. Third down and 2. Feed him again. Running right, keeping his feet. Man, oh man, it's as though the person tackling him is like a foot smaller.
Yeah, the great running backs, he is slow to get up. And he came into this game a hurting puppy as well.
That is awful to see.
And same concept, right? Come back, repeat the same play, just outside bounces to the outside there.
You see the wash coming off of his helmet and the turf there. Did he get turf in his eye, possibly? Couple of siblings, they were always competitive growing up, and he runs like it as Raymond is in on first down for Rutgers. Scarlet Knights are driving. Kaliak-Manis hits it on the outside for a first down for KJ Duff for Rutgers. First long drive ended in a field goal. Duff topside, Kaliak-Manis looking this direction instead, and he has Dymere Miller. It is first and goal for Rutgers.
That's a far out route all the way across the field, right on the money.
14-yard completion.
Raymond. Got him, touchdown. A zigzag for a score.
Hey.
Always endearing yourself to the locals. Extra point is no good.
What?
Yeah.
You have got to stay within range of this USC team in the potent offense. Get this game in the second half and put the pressure back on those guys from LA.
Makai Lemon had a big return earlier, and Rutgers stays earlier in the quarter as Miller Moss is ready to throw again. That's Marks out of the backfield. A tremendous receiver and runner after the catch.
Isn't so much letting those games get away. Obviously, that's disappointing, but not separating in games when they have chances to pull away from teams and not doing that.
Let Maryland right back in. Woody Marks saw a hole and just
throwing everything at him.
And then some. Free runner coming. Moss flows that direction, and it's Woody Marks, which leaves some space for runs after the catch. Moss, Zachariah Branch. Got a block on the outside, and there he goes. Turbo jets inside the 30. Marks to the fringe, and he turns it upfield. And it is second down. And the run game has been big. It's Woody Marks again. On the run, Marks scores! You want to see the replay first? You pick. Choose your own adventure.
I say we go replay. I'll try to do it quickly, and then you can.
Like Mariano's cutter. Dremel will fair catch it. Offense for USC, and he said a pain in the neck. Clean it up a little bit, but pain in the neck. First down for Kaliak-Manis for Rutgers. He'll drop it off. He's got Manungai, who is driven back. Kaliak-Manis sees the pocket cave. He got hit. And we'll see if they call this a live ball. They're going to let it play out. Bryson Shaw on the run. He is down at the 1-yard line.
He hit it. He hit it, but he regained control. I love let it play.
Yes.
If you're in doubt at all, let it play out.
Will they come with pressure this time? It's Manungai sidestepping one, and he charges forward. He is very close. That should never have been a first down run, and he made it so himself.
That's incredible. Shaw meets him about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage and cannot corral him.
Kaliak-Manis to the outside, Dymere Miller. If Rutgers comes back in this game, that will be the play.
What did Kirk Ciarrocca say about Kyle Manungai? It's the run. It's the 3 or 4 yard runs where he's carrying guys, where he's breaking tackles. In that case, he gets a critical third down conversion.
Second and 4, Kaliak-Manis will sidestep Miller one more time. First down.
I mean, seriously, not only the initial contact right near the line of scrimmage, but Bryson Shaw, 27, is going to come up and have him dead to rights right there. and he tries to put his head right on the thigh pad. But again, if you don't bring the arms and you don't wrap this guy, he is going to break tackles.
You imagine that kid just sitting on the couch watching Jeopardy like he described to us, right?
Beast. What is a beast? Who is?
Yeah, number 5. Kaliakmanis over the middle. Got it on a quick hitter to long.
Look at the life that just breathed into everybody.
USC is a little disorganized, it looked like, and this one is going to end up being a grenade. He's in the slot on the right. 6 catches, 7 targets for Miller. Kaliakmanis will throw, middle of the field. He overthrew one earlier. He missed him again. It's 3rd down. Right when he let it go, 3rd down for Rutgers. Suddenly USC still has 2 timeouts left. Kaliakmanis on the screen. It's Black, the freshman, and Ben Black does get them to set up the 34 for a 4th and 4. Will USC use a timeout here?
Yes.
Yeah, and they should. 4th and 3, it's a throw. And they've got it. Dymere Miller does hang on. He got drilled by Prophet Brown. Rutgers moves the sticks.
Yeah, and an excellent job. Monungai comes across the formation to pick up the blitz. 24 off the edge. Sticks his face in the fan. Ethan stands strong and delivers yet again.
1st down, pressure this time. He'll try to whistle it out of bounds. That never got back near the line of scrimmage, and they're going to say, is that a live ball? The official was over there, and he had his hands over his head instead of signaling incomplete. Now they're going to say incomplete.
Then he's responsible, and it would be grounding, which looks like what they have
Potential
called.
grounding.
Yeah, Mike. Well said. Kaliakmanis saw the heat. Now he'll tuck and run. And he, down the sideline, stays in bounds. Can't take a sack. Third and 4. Kaliakmanis down the middle, incomplete. There's a marker coming in. Miller was calling for it. Humphrey sped over, and it might be interference. It is. Tailback is your best player. You don't have a timeout. So Kaliakmanis will throw to the end zone, and that's incomplete. Nicholson on the coverage, and it's interference again. You believe he's going to get in if you're Rutgers, though. It's a throw, and it is nearly intercepted through the hands of Prophet Brown. Oh, wow.
Wow, wow. Whew. Yeah, you're going to see the motion come across. Miller's been so active in the slot. That ball is thrown behind. If it is thrown on the front hip, it is a touchdown. It's thrown behind. And Kaliakmanis very fortunate that's not an interception.
Can't run it with 12, can you?
You get one shot.
They believe in Monungai getting 2 yards. We'll see what the call is. 2nd and goal. It's a throw. Free runner up the middle. Incomplete for Monungai. From the 2. Kaliakmanis, end zone, incomplete. Nicholson that time on Duff, and it's 4th and goal. From 20 from the hash mark. It is good. It is a 2-score game as we go to halftime.
But Rutgers is going to have a say in it, and I have a hunch coming out of halftime, you're going to see a whole bunch of Kyle Monungai to begin it. Toe to the ball an awful lot in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, 16 carries for Rutgers leading rusher. And a touchback will start Rutgers as we say hi to Allison Williams again. Close enough to say that and believe it. It's an option, a speed option, and Monungai goes diving forward for about 4. 2nd down and 6. Monungai into the pile, and that's just grappling. At that point, he spun out of it. Kaliakmanis 12 for 22. Now USC coming up to the line with Mascarenas, Arnold, and Cobb again. See if the pressure does come. He has time. He reaches back and throws for Miller, and he couldn't find it. He was tangled up with Prophet Brown, and it's 4th down.
And it's not even within the direction that he is running. Again, that inside fade. He tried to put more air on it. It was just a misfire.
This is allegedly the first punt of the game, as long as it's not a fake. And it is a punt. Anderson gets it away. You mentioned it. The interception at Maryland last week was enormous in swaying that game. Miller Moss has been almost perfect tonight, and this out of the break is a beautiful grab by Makai Lemon. That's batted down right at the line by Keontae Hamilton. Compounding first downs. Short toss. Marks, very patient, and he sets up 3rd down and a handful. Monheim the center, waiting for the call from Moss. There it goes. Moss taps the ball, throws this way, and that's incomplete.
Wow, this is an aggressive call.
Very. 4th down and 6. Punt. And let's see. They are going to go ahead and let Miller Moss boot it away. So Lincoln Riley did see that Dremel came off the field at about the 15-yard line late as they were standing in formation. Rutgers trailing by 2 scores, and this run is swallowed up. Fountain stays in at the bottom of that defensive line. Here they come on Kaliakmanis. Quick trigger to the outside, and he's right on target to about the 24. That's a nice throw with the pressure starting, and KJ Duff puts it away. It's 3rd down and short.
Yeah, he throws with some confidence to that really big target at 6'6". Lots of catch radius on that hitch route.
3rd and 1. It's a run, and it's a 1st down for Raymond. From the 25, it's Raymond again, and he goes straight ahead. It's a gain of 4. Kaliakmanis didn't feel it, and Shaw lit him up. 11 targets for Dymere Miller. He's in the slot at the bottom of the formation. He's been the guy on 3rd down tonight. Kaliakmanis wants to go deep. He's missed on 2. Miller right there this time at the 25, and here comes Rutgers.
As it drops out of the night sky perfectly, look at the loft. Right, instead of throwing a rocket that's got to be perfect, put air on it and let him go run. Well done.
Over 100 yards tonight for Miller. He's been enormous. Monangai back in. It's a fake to him. That's a dart. It is Dremel. Touchdown. Monangai the pitch. Go back to Long. He'll throw end zone, and it's back to Kaliakmanis.
Hands up, batting some balls down, and there, some play action, a little special, a little trickery after pounding the football really for the entirety of the first half.
He's been outstanding tonight. 1st down for USC in a game again. This throw over the middle, that's caught, catch and run. Makai Lemon into space. Traversing to the outside. He is inside the 10 and maybe to the 5. He had Hudson with him. Gain of 72.
Yeah, and that was Loyal on the coverage. Once again, that same in cut, this time versus some pressure and man-to-man. And Loyal is there. And once again, what was the bugaboo for Rutgers a week ago? Yards after catch. 223 of those for UCLA a week ago. Well, right there in man coverage, you're right in his hip pocket, you don't bring him down, and the huge play follows.
And Salam saved the touchdown there by clearing out Hudson. 189 yards after the catch today for USC. That's 2 football fields of bonus yards. Woody Marks again. 2nd and goal.
Explosive plays galore.
Now they have Joyner in the backfield. He'll flow this direction. Miller Moss, quick throw, incomplete. Looking this direction instead, and that is a hog tie pass interference. He's back in, and we get a false start. Somebody just said, hey, Deuce, and he's down at the bottom of the formation. Branch is in the slot. Moss. Touchdown! Greg Schiano said to us about Lincoln Riley, he says, I feel like he sees the game through his quarterback's eyes. Touchback, Rutgers. Allison, what do you got?
That's 6'8" as well. Just an unbelievably imposing figure.
What an awesome story of dedication to the craft of getting better as Raymond gets slung down. I'm sure there were a couple dunks on the resume. It's 2nd down and 12, and USC. Cobb leaning in the middle at the line. He'll back off. They'll come with 4. Kaliak-Manis for Monungai, and he is wrapped up and finally dropped.
Have to, because that guy you're tackling is not going to stop.
But that's hard to do while you're on the ground, to have some kinetic energy. It's really nice by Nicholson, and they just get that off. Rugby-style punt from Anderson. He gets it away for Branch, and no chance to return it. At 3 and 4 right now. There's a false start coming. Yep. Rutgers was pointing. We've had a couple of incorrect license plates run tonight. Guys that maybe didn't deserve it. That one, it was both. Zachariah Branch gets cleaned out. 2nd and 11 off the injury for Lewis. Moss leans back into it. Hudson shape-shifting, and that's going to be incomplete. Joyner split out as a wide receiver, so it's 4 wide. Moss over the middle, incomplete. It was USC does have a punter. Eddie Chaplitsky just barely got it away.
Good one.
Dremel had the touchdown earlier, and this is a fair catch. Oregon, Illinois coming up tomorrow. See if Ohio State can stay the course. Raymond back in to play tailback, and he jitterbugs outside, and he's grabbed by Green. It's a loss to set yourself up in a better spot.
And avoid these off schedules.
2nd and 11. Kaliak-Manis has to bail and drop it off. Monungai took the contact.
That's correct. So it's just a 6-inch radius around the very top of the helmet. So you want to see this position, quite frankly, when the player is making the hit, and you want to see it with the very top of the helmet. And that, again, is what they call 913. So that means he's not defenseless, and it has to be pure crown of the helmet, and that's not. Put it to that small circle, and you know they're getting right now one ejection every 6 games.
3rd down and 7 for Rutgers. Kaliak-Manis sees the pressure come from the outside. Meyer coming again. Kaliak-Manis, that's tipped and nearly caught. Rutgers just really has not been able to stop USC a whole lot. 3rd 3 and out for Rutgers, leads to Branch and a fair catch. Woody Marks. That's a gain of 2 on a first. 2nd down, this way. Marks, catch and run. He just leans into every step, and it's a 1st down. Pick up by McCree. That leads to Lemon. He is out of here.
Yeah, when they're humming and they're scoring, you know, 40 points a game, which is kind of what Lincoln has done, 39.3 since 2022 here. It was a running back.
Okay.
That same kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't watch closely enough on the video. He's been told that a bunch of times in his life, and this type of day is meaningful. Second down and 8 for Rutgers. Out of the 3rd quarter break, they're without Kyle Monungai right now, who was down for quite a while after his last touch of the football. And a lot of cushion there. Dremel's got a 1st down. He's hit hard by Nicholson, but USC. Raymond had a head of steam there, and he's twisted out of bounds. It's another run, and it's going to be about a half a yard short. It looks like I was bringing it up to give credit to the folks in the Garden State who are still with us tonight.
Yeah, and Graciano did not act like, oh, it's no big deal. They did a lot this week to try to prepare for it.
No, it's part of the planning for this team. As Raymond had an arm tackle at first, then he got...
I've seen great energy just throughout the night from Rutgers.
That's impressive. Thank you, Allison. He would love to make a big decision coming up. Man, Mascarenas Arnold just looked like he got slingshotted at Raymond.
Yeah, he is 6 foot. He's kind of like Manunga. He is low to the ground. You talk to a lot of linebackers, and they will tell you at times there's an advantage to being 5'11". Right? You can just play with great force.
Out of bounds, Miller. Kaliak-Manis to the stick, and Miller caught it short of the line to gain, it looked like. Out of the gun, 4th and 1. Here comes Mascarenas Arnold, and it is Raymond. And just having a split second before the snap to think about your own blocking assignment. Kaliak-Manis down the middle. Play number 11 of this drive for the Scarlet Knights. Kaliak-Manis spits it out wide. He's got the tight end Higgins. Kaliak-Manis with tempo again. That is nearly picked off, incomplete. Cobb couldn't get his hands underneath. 46-21 in the 4th quarter in their 4 losses this year. 3-score game as it stands right now. Kaliak-Manis near side. That's another wide open Dymere Miller. And he just couldn't keep his feet. He ends up skating out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 2.
This is a lot of cushion that USC has given these guys on so many of these concepts.
Raymond tripped up. 3 out of 4 on 4th down. Kaliak-Manis to throw. Miller couldn't catch it this time. It was right there. He had to reach for it, and USC takes over. With the Lakers winning, that one of the jerseys that we saw on the way in here tonight as Marks is free again. Woody Marks with 3 touchdowns. There were a couple of Bronny James jerseys on the way into the Coliseum here tonight, and rightfully so.
Yeah. This offense has a lot of weapons, Jason. Man, and if you can protect it, and that's what Lincoln said to Allison at halftime. We're talking about all the perimeter players, but the guys up front have really set the table for so much of this production. Been their best game of the year.
Good to have Pregnon in the lineup for part of this game. That was not terribly accurate. It's incomplete. 2nd down as we take a look at our...
Pulled it on that zone read and showed off that lightning speed.
Why doesn't Allison do those? She's in all the commercials during the breaks. Marks tried to switch back, and he is engulfed and dropped by Troy Rainey, the senior out of Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah, these guys, it doesn't look like it's 2:30 on their body clock. It doesn't really matter the wave of guys coming in that continue to play hard. And it is going to be a long flight back across the country.
Yeah, Rutgers has decided to leave after the game. Some teams do stay after the game, but they will see sunrise on the plane. 3rd down and 10. They'll go empty for Miller Moss. He steps up, he drops it off, and that's a tangle, including Kyle Ford. Longer beam was hooked to him, and it's 4th down.
That, you know what that was? That was obsessive hugging.
It was, yeah, it was. That was part of the plan.
It was. That was the first time on that concept. They ran it on a 3rd and 5. They ran it on a touchdown. That was the exact same concept. It is a screen that you come back under the line of scrimmage, and that time Longer Beam finally said, no, I am going to get right into the frame of Kyle Ford, and I'm going to hug him up so much so that we force the punt.
That was actual language used by Rutgers coaching staff on how they wanted to go ahead and deal with that screen game. It's a fair catch for Dremel. First down for Rutgers. Kaliak-Manis Gets it away. He's got the tight end Higgins, and he gets cracked. 2 coming up. Looks like the Yankees were going to win that ball game, scoring in the top of the 10th as that's knocked away. Third down. Kaliak-Manis has had a pretty clean pocket most of the night. He hits Raymond this time.
Right, they lose Eric Gentry, leading the team in sacks as well, but doing more of that with rushing 4. I mean, that's what Danton Lynn had last year.
2.5 sacks in the defensive line so far through 7 games this year. Rutgers playing without Monungai. That time they got there. It's Sam Green, the redshirt freshman, to the NFL. Just in terms of schemes that you see. And he said, look, the SEC's got a ton of talent, but he feels like the Big Ten, in his experience, is as close to the NFL as you're going to get in college. Kaliak-Manis goes underneath. Raymond makes one man miss and turns it into a first down.
And the true freshman broke the ankles to get it done.
Kaliak-Manis tripped up. That was Elijah Hughes, the sophomore from Northern Virginia.
And he's saying, oh, come on. That was a sack.
Nope.
Come on.
Sorry.
Give me my first, for crying out loud. I worked this hard, 2 career tackles.
You think kids say the phrase "for crying out loud"?
Probably not.
5 minutes to go. Kaliak-Manis sensed the pressure that time. He spun it out wide. He's got Higgins, the tight end. That was Achille Arnold firing in on him. Third down.
I'll tell you what, man, when you do watch Danton Lynn, you do see an NFL style. That time, a little zone blitz. They bring man blitzes, so many different stunts. He's kind of like his counterpart, Lincoln Riley, on the other side, has brought a lot of scheme. But I think USC fans will tell you it's sound. Over the last few years, some of the stuff not particularly sound. This is a whole lot more structure, and yet again another third down opportunity.
10 for 20 on third down. That's very good against one of the best third down defense in the country. What a pickup by Raymond to clear that throw. Oh my goodness, KJ Duff hauled it in, but Raymond threw his body in front.
Yeah, and that was Sam Green. We saw him rushing off the edge, and that time he is going to rush 44 right through the A gap, and that is a 255-pound force coming at you. Great catch on the other end too.
Another 10-play drive for Rutgers. Kaliak-Manis lobs it up. Miller got rid of his defender. It's incomplete. It was Achille Arnold, who's like, is there not offensive pass interference in the rule book?
Yeah, and then Miller just had that ball fall right through his hands. I think a lot of early contact. You're right. Maybe getting away with a little push, a little shove, and then
he was occupied with his hands, I think, and never really saw the ball in. Sorry, that's your job, but is that fair to say?
I think it is. You know, there's no question that contact got in the way, but he's too good. 11 catches tonight. He's going to want that one back.
Second down, Kaliak-Manis tipped and incomplete, and a big hit again in the middle of the field. Mason Cobb was there. Clang.
This is a lot of plays for Rutgers.
87 plays.
Unbelievable. I don't think Rutgers has ever run 87 plays.
All the way back to the 1800s?
Maybe, but another shot there for Mason Cobb. He had the shot earlier on Monungai. If you told me the Rutgers going to be 10 and 20 on third down and run 80-something plays,
what would you have said the score was going to be?
Not 42-20.
No?
No.
Kaliak-Manis ran right into the pressure. He didn't know it was there on the backside from Branch, and it's a sack.
Yeah, that was all effort and want to. We have seen him pick on Branch a little bit in the secondary. But coming off of the edge, it gets around our big fella Hall and Pierce. Just too much speed dipping underneath. And this is a season high in sacks for the Trojans as well.
4th and 19. Kaliak-Manis rears back again. This to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Nicholson flung his body at it. USC will take over.
That is a lot of defensive snaps, nearing 90 of them for a lot of guys that haven't played that much football. And we talk about all the Rutgers guys being out, but that's the most snaps that Nicholson has seen, Humphrey has seen, Branch and Pierce and Prophet Brown, Shaw. These guys have played a ton of ball defensively tonight.
Most impressive part of the defensive effort tonight for USC is what?
I think just that. I think you bring in, a lot of your depth and you don't change form. I think as a coaching staff, a lot of time, oh man, we got backups to backups playing. We got to simplify things. Nope, that's not the way things operate here, offensively or defensively. If you're good enough to be here, you're good enough to play the whole scheme.
And now we're going to see Jaden Mayava, the transfer from UNLV, who jumps onto the field for the final couple of snaps here for the Trojans.
And this guy can spin a football.
He can also run a football. Oh, he broke it down into a stutter step for a first down.
And you know what's a whole lot more effective?
What's that?
28 passes, not 50.
Yeah, they were throwing it more than they did when Caleb Williams
Too much.
was here, and part of that was the passes turned into run. There was only 8 plays, but you did a great job. I know you were worried that you weren't going to get us through the entire Pacific Life game summary, but you made quite the splash.
Well, that's the first time I've done it at 11:45.
Joyner, what a cut.
And then that bye comes at a pretty good time as well.
Freshman out of McKinney, Texas, Brian Jackson, the 4-star recruit, is in, and he will carry it for a first down. USC 9 yards of play tonight. 9 yards of play. Jackson again, right into the line, and that could be all.
Yep, and playing on a Friday will give them a little extra day of rest, right? They have had some tough trips. Don't have any more of those left. Got to go up to Seattle, a familiar place. Got, UCLA, Notre Dame here. And tonight showed exactly what Greg Schiano was a little concerned about. Like this USC team now, they got some perimeter people. They got some firepower. And when they put it together, a whole lot of speed and difference makers.
We're going to run one more play here. Let's get Jackson another look and hope it was worth it.
How would you describe the confidence Miller Moss played with and the balance we saw offensively?
We did a good job. I thought the O-line really controlled it. Our O-line played a really good game, which was important. I thought Miller was really sharp from the very beginning. He was aggressive, really in control of the plan, and played very well.